You have surely noticed that the prices of NFTs over the last month have not been very strong, right? What's going on, and are we in the beginning or the middle of an NFT bear market? NFT sales have been down and crypto has been booming. Does that mean you should get out of NFTs and put all of your money into crypto? And are NFTs going to zero? I don't think so, and I'll be sharing why in this video. And I'll be sharing all the information that you need to know so that way you know what direction the NFT market is going to be going in the next couple of months. I'm Devin Cook. Let's talk about the NFT market, and welcome back to DevMoney. All right, so when we look at the OpenSea data for the month of October, there's a couple things that we want to look at. Number one is when we look at the OpenSea monthly volume in October, we can see that we actually saw a decrease from September and from August. And we're going to see that again with the monthly NFTs sold. We did see a decrease over September. And you can really get a good picture when you look at the daily volume on OpenSea, and you really see that since the 29th of August when we saw that big massive spike, we've seen the daily volume steadily declining up to the point where we're at now, where we're seeing really the all-time low within the last 3 months. And when we look at Solana NFTs as well, we can see that in the last 7 days that the trading volume is down about 21%. So already things are not looking good for NFTs going into the future, especially if this trend continues. But there is one statistic that I think is very important to see on OpenSea, and that's going to be looking at the monthly active traders and the new traders coming into the platform. Because when we look at the total OpenSea traders over time, we can see that the number has been steadily increasing. And when we look at the active monthly traders on OpenSea, we can see that we did see a slight uptick in October over September and a pretty decent jump over August as well. So this tells us that we're seeing less volume going into NFTs over the last month, but we are still seeing more people entering this space. We're just seeing less money being poured into NFTs per person. Now, one of the reasons that this can be the case is because cryptocurrencies have been doing extremely well in the month of October. When we look at the price of Bitcoin, we can see that we started at $47,000 in the early part of October. We hit a peak at a new all-time high of over $66,000 per Bitcoin, and now we're sitting right around $60,000 depending on when you look at the chart and depending on what happens with the price. Ethereum as well started the month at about $3,300. We saw a new all-time high at about $4,400, and right now we're sitting around $4,300, which is extremely good for Ethereum. And the one that everyone's been talking about, Shiba Inu coin, started off very low this month, set a new all-time high, and even surpassed Dogecoin in terms of total market cap. So we may see these things and think, oh man, well I should just get out of NFTs and get into crypto because crypto is booming and NFTs are not, so I just need to jump ship. And you certainly wouldn't be alone with that thinking. A lot of people FOMO into crypto or FOMO into NFTs depending on which one is booming at the time. And that's really not the best strategy, because by jumping ship, you're really gonna see that you've missed out on a lot of the gains by jumping too late. And you're really gonna benefit by buying and holding onto cryptos and NFTs for the long term. And let's compare the total volume that we saw on OpenSea to those that we're seeing in the crypto space. Because for the month of October, we saw on OpenSea just over $2.5 billion in total volume. But even when we just look at Shiba Inu, we can see that just in the last 24 hours alone, we saw over $8 billion in volume. And with Ethereum, we're seeing even over double that of Shiba Inu. We're seeing over $18 billion in volume in just a 24-hour period. So it's safe to say that crypto is obviously much, much bigger in terms of the market caps than NFTs are right now. That's just how it is, but cryptos have been around for a lot longer. NFTs are really still the new kid on the block. And I know a lot of people, especially in Discord, want to talk about when buying NFTs that 1 Ethereum equals 1 Ethereum, and that you shouldn't be worried about the price in USD of your Ethereum when buying or selling NFTs. But I would be curious to know how many people actually think that way. Because if you were looking to buy a particular NFT, a couple of weeks ago for 1 Ethereum, and at the time it was worth $3,000, just because a couple weeks have gone by and now Ethereum is worth $4,000, does that necessarily mean that you think that NFT that you were looking to buy is also worth $1,000 more? That may not necessarily be the case. And so oftentimes we can see this inverse relationship between the price of Ethereum and the price of cryptos and NFTs. We see that when Ethereum goes up and reaches new all-time highs, we often see the prices of NFTs drop in terms of their Ethereum value. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the actual values of the NFTs are dropping. We're just seeing people account for the price of Ethereum in their listings on OpenSea. And it is pretty crazy to see how much more money is being poured into cryptocurrencies like Shiba Inu and Ethereum and Bitcoin than is being poured into OpenSea and NFTs. But you also have to remember that the barrier to entry into cryptos is so much lower than that of NFTs. Because with cryptocurrencies, you can buy Bitcoin, you can buy Ethereum, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, all on Coinbase, which is extremely user-friendly and extremely easy to use for the average everyday person. And if you don't want to even buy it on Coinbase, you can buy it on Robinhood or Webull, which is even just more accessible to more people. But with NFTs, you have to have a MetaMask or another wallet. You have to buy Ethereum, send it over to that wallet. If you want to make offers, you need to wrap your Ethereum. You have to do all these different things. You have to be worried about gas fees and all this stuff. And it just gets to be a lot for the average person. So that's why we've seen the prices of NFTs drop over the last couple of weeks, is because we've seen the prices of cryptocurrencies and especially Ethereum go really, really high and reach new records. Well, what is the NFT space going to look like for the rest of the year? Well, there's a lot of really cool things happening that you should know about. For one, this week it's NFT NYC, basically a big NFT conference that's happening where you're getting a lot of high-profile people like Gary Vee talking about NFTs, collaborating, and it's really good news for the NFT space as a whole. You also have to think that we're going into the holiday season, and with the holiday season brings more money because people spend a ton of money, advertisers spend a ton of money, and everyone is just in the buying mood when it comes to the holidays. Now, whether that's going to cross over into the NFT space, only time will tell, but it definitely means that people are going to be more into the mindset of spending money, which can only help things. And then we also have two big things happening this year. We're having Coinbase NFT Marketplace launch sometime this year. We don't really know when. And from the news articles that have published stats about it, it looks like there's been a ton of people, even over 1 million or 2 million people, depending on the article you read, that have expressed interest into the Coinbase NFT platform. Now, that doesn't mean that they're all going to be interested in buying NFTs on Coinbase because, a lot of people just signed up to get information about it, and a lot of people may not actually buy NFTs with Coinbase. But it's definitely good to see that so many people are aware of it. And we're also going to see Twitter integration with verification of NFTs later on this year. They're going to be rolling that out. We also don't have a set date, but Coinbase NFT Marketplace and Twitter verifying your NFTs are going to be two major catalysts that should help the NFT market as a whole throughout the end of this year. And just last week, we saw Facebook announce that they're rebranding themselves as Meta, meaning they're going to want to go full on into the metaverse and make that a priority. And I can assume that that means that they'll be involved in the NFT space in some capacity in the future, because NFTs will be an integral part of the metaverse. And then going into 2022, we have a lot of big things that are going to happen for the crypto and NFT space as a whole. We're going to have Robinhood introducing their crypto wallet in the first quarter of the year, which is going to be a big deal to get their cryptos off of Robinhood and into a crypto wallet. And to me, it makes logical sense that if the Robinhood crypto wallet does extremely well, then they're probably going to be getting into the NFT space in the future, but that's only my guess. We also have big companies like Adobe with Photoshop announcing that in the future, you'll be able to prepare a file as an NFT straight from the Photoshop app. So I hope you can see that while in the micro, in these last couple of weeks, NFTs might be down in price. In the macro, a lot of industries and a lot of major companies are getting into the NFT space, and it's really just so fresh and new that not many big players have entered yet. But the more and more people that we get into the space, like Coinbase with NFTs, like Robinhood with their crypto wallet, like Adobe, like Facebook, like potentially YouTube and others, it's just going to bring more users and more money into the space, which will help future-proof NFTs as a whole and hopefully make your investment perform better. There's so much potential with NFTs. Don't think you're late just because it's the end of 2021. There's still so much more to come with this space, and I'm extremely bullish on them. So let me know in the comments what you think about NFTs. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.